So, Coach Ballerini just told us he's not going to be coaching us this year. I'm very bummed out. I really don't know what's going to happen. It could be very rocking.
Honestly, I was really disappointed. I felt like hurt that our coach left. I didn't know him too well because I was only here for a year, but still, the feels.
Val just left. It's tough. Great coach. We don't need him though.
I really love Coach. He was a great guy. It was the first real basketball team I ever really was a part of, so there's always going to be a special place in my heart for Coach. I think he's going to go on to do great things, but we have a great team this season, and I'm pretty confident that we're going to do well, regardless of who our new coach is.
I thought Ballerini was a really good coach, and of course it shocked everyone. I was like a little disappointed about it, but I like Hamlin. I'm cool with everything. It's all good.
I think Coach Hamlet is a sensational coach. I think that we're gonna go to championship this year, led by Coach Hamlet.
The High School of American Studies is a magnet high school in the Bronx. This year's graduating class has just 97 students. Its 393-person student body is dwarfed by that of its competitors in the Bronx B West Division. The PSAL basketball season begins every year with a series of unstructured practices, open gyms. All are welcome to come and leave a good impression before tryouts happen on the first week of November. For years, Coach Ballerini would come to watch his Senators play pickup games for a couple hours twice a week, but those days are past. With no coach yet, the Senators look outside to help run their open gyms. Ultimately, Mr. Schulman, a gym teacher and coach at Lehman College, sends one of his players to supervise, Sean Miller.
Sean, that's the homie, bro. I love that man.
Yeah, it was a good competition. I think that guy Jonathan Heller is going to be the best guy on the team. He's really skilled. I'm amazed by what he can do.
Sean and senior captain Jonathan Heller get to work organizing the pickup games and scouting potential new members.
Open gym, it was my first time playing. Got some good up and backs going. Open gym? Damn, I feel bad for whoever's going to guard me. That's buckets. Straight buckets.
You know, I really didn't think that Harry could dunk, but he proved me wrong. I'm hoping he can catch a body this season, do that in a game. I'm looking forward to it.
Senior Harry Zolot hasn't seen playing time since he joined the team 2 seasons ago, but he's been training all summer and is now eager to impress the new coach. In Tech Academy and Albert Tuitt Educational Campus, the 2 divisional basketball powers have thousands of kids enrolled, many eager for the chance to join their school's team. Meanwhile, back at HSAS, there's always just a handful of kids who even come close to competing at the varsity level. Still, through grit and scrappy play, the Senators have risen through the ranks and have compiled a 32-14 record over 3 regular seasons entering this fall. Everyone was excited to go out and win the division, the next milestone to be reached by the decade-old program, but without a coach, it felt like they were back at square one.
could have dunked on someone, but didn't get the opportunity. So.
Junior forward Dylan Klein is gearing up to be the Senators' do-it-all go-to player. Everyone on the team knows that they'll go only as far as Dylan can take them.
I'm expecting to get about 20 points, 10 rebounds a game this year. Chris about 18 points, 12 rebounds.
Adrian Hogue, eager to make the most of his opportunity, showed off his engine trying to secure a spot on the team despite not trying out as a freshman.
Yeah, open gym, my man Sid was eating, grabbed like 25 rebounds in a game. Pretty elite.
He's got an unbelievable wealth of basketball experience. He's been basketball basically, it is his life, but I think he's going to do a great job with you guys. Hope you'll welcome him in, and it's all yours now, baby.
Call me Coach Mike, Coach Hamlin, whatever you feel comfortable with. Like you said, I've been coaching basketball now. It's been like over 30 years I've been coaching basketball. I played also at a Division I scholarship to play basketball, so I've been around this sport a very long time. Like he mentioned, I used to coach at Riverside Church, Sunday Express. I was here during those years when American Studies had really good teams. I'm not saying this is not going to be a really good team, but I think we can be if you're here to work hard. So, like Coach said, that's one of my goals, is to win a division title. Like I say, I'm a player's coach, meaning I'll let you do what you have to do to become a better person, and I'll give you the guidelines and steps, what to do to become a better person. One thing I like to say is that, one thing I always say to my teams is that a slap doesn't hurt as much as a punch. And what I mean by that is this: if we play like a slap, you're playing like 5 individuals, it doesn't really hurt that much. But if we come together as a team and we punch somebody, that's gonna hurt.
So give him a hand, Coach.
We just met Coach yesterday, and we talked about our plans before the season and plans for the season, what kind of offense we're going to have, what kind of drills we'll do, and what we should do during the off season, basically.
Well, I just met our coach for the first time. I'm excited to play for him. He seems like a really knowledgeable guy, like he knows the game, and I'm excited for, he said we're going to be watching film, getting in the weight room. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this season.
He seems like a pretty competent guy. I'm really looking forward to seeing how the season goes. I hope that he puts the right people in the right places, and he doesn't. I really hope that he makes this a worthwhile season for our team.
Okay, well, it's the night before the season starts. Definitely starting to get excited. Man, not looking forward to all the running we're gonna be doing tomorrow. But I've been keeping myself in shape. A lot of the guys have been doing the same. I'm excited. No, it's gonna be tough. Probably the toughest season I've ever been a part of.
I've been working this great shift, and I ain't made. Me too. I wish I could buy me a spaceship and fly. I swear I do. I feel you, man. Oh, I've been working this great shift, and I ain't made. I wish I could buy me a spaceship and fly past the sky. If my manager insults me again, I will be assaulting him. After I f the manager up, then I'm gonna shorten the register up. Let's go back to the gap. Look at my
Our first non-league game against South Bronx, our goal is to push the ball really fast up the court, get that fast break going, get some easy buckets against South Bronx, and yeah.
It's always been my first non-league game since my freshman year. It's gonna be tough. I mean, that's a hostile environment down against South Bronx. I remember, like, our sophomore year, they had this one kid who didn't play the first half, and he came in the second half and just wouldn't miss shots. We ended up losing the game, so that was tough. But I mean,
Let's go Kansas. In the 2-3. I'm settled. 2-3 zone. Go Kansas. This is what they're playing. 2-3. Let's go Kansas.
You want us to switch?
Whichever one it is.
Or do you want us to just stay there?
Just say, because I think what they do, they spread it out so far wide when there's those two guys.
If they do that, then the middle is there. Catch and go. Like you've been going, catch and go.
Should I take middle? Or just whoever's not between me and out, but whoever doesn't bring it
have the ball,
to the middle.
Yeah. Just open it up. I mean, come on, this is our game to lose. We keeping them brothers in the game. Come on, let's be real. Let's go.
Timothy, 1, 2, 3, team.
That loss to South Bronx, pretty tough. We had it close at halftime, and then second half came, and they came out stronger than us. We didn't play well. Coach's halftime speech was inspiring, though.
The game, Coach gave us a really inspiring speech about how we're these white kids who come into these schools and they really underestimate us. And it's sort of about how we have to get over that hump and prove everyone wrong.
And sadly, we lost one of our players that game due to broken ankles. It was sad. Doesn't start us off good for the season, man down, but we'll recover.
And I think my most distinct memory is seeing Nate hit the ground after he got crossed.
Much love, Nate.
The Senators got off to a phenomenal start against an overmatched Bronx Leadership Academy. They won every quarter and pulled away by 19 by the end. Junior Dylan Klein turned in a dominant outing with 20 points and 18 boards. Nate Goldberg, the 2-guard, put up 11 and 3. Chris Campazano had an emphatic 18 and 7, and Jonathan Heller helped out with 10 points, 5 assists, and 7 boards.
We played really well against BLA, 65 points, pretty solid.
It was a pretty easy game, to be honest. I think we should have won by more because leadership was they were a pretty crappy team.
I played decently, you know. Could have scored maybe, didn't happen, you know. Always a chance.
I did pretty crappy. Yeah.
It was a great win for the team today. First win's always tough, but we were able to get out there, we were able to run, get in transition, we were able to run our sets. It wasn't the most talented team, to say the least, but we were definitely able, we got the nerves out, we had a rough first quarter, got the jitters out, we're able to pull ahead by almost 20 and win the game. I definitely think that multiple starters in double figures, I think 4 of our 5 guys were. I think that the points are going to be there. We needed to get to help and defend a little bit better, but I think all the pieces are starting to click. Sid's going to be coming back in a week. I'm real excited about what we have going for us.
But the Senators struggled on their first road test and failed to find a rhythm. They dropped to 1-1 with a loss at Grace Dodge. And that started a slippery stretch for the Senators where they failed to close out games with huge leads at halftime. After losing to Gregorio Luperone by 10, despite entering the fourth with a lead. Then the Senators were up 24-17 on the road against divisional rival Albert Tuitt before losing 42-41. After beating Morrisania by 8, the Senators took on Bronx Educational Campus, led by number 3, Shakur Herman.
So I'm really hyped up for this Christmas tournament. I think we're gonna really make a statement. It's a chance to make some noise. Just had a tough loss at Intech the other day. Held them to 3 points in the first quarter. But, got to keep the intensity up throughout the game. You got to finish as strong as you start. So I'm looking forward to the second half of the season. And I think we're really going to, polish up our game and make that push for the playoffs.
So the second half of the season is about to start. We're 2-5, which is not where we wanted to be right now, but the season's not over yet. We need to go 5-2 to make the playoffs, but I think we can do it. We've been losing a lot of close games, but if we just push through at the end of games, I think we can do that.
And then you never know what happens once we're in the playoffs, like Coach is always saying. Hopefully we'll be able to do better. We've had a lot of close losses, last second things, so we just have to turn that around, and we could easily make it 5-2. Plus, I'm coming back from my injury for the next game, so I don't know if I can get back to where I was before. Hopefully I could help us win, and we'll make the playoffs and make a run.
So we had a Christmas tournament the night before because it was so deep into Queens. We all slept at Lior's house. That was a very fun experience.
Yeah, the tournament was really fun. We played an A team. They were pretty good. They were young. I played pretty well. I got the MVP for our team, but we lost in another close game, which has been our problem.
This Christmas tournament in Queens, we lost a close game, but I think it was good because we actually came back from a deficit in the fourth quarter, which we usually don't do, and we showed some mental toughness, and I think we're also getting closer as a team. A lot of guys slept over at Lior's house before the game, so I think we're coming together. I'm excited for the second half.
We might be the most white public basketball. Why are the cars all over the floor?
I called So we watched the interview. Hanging around with the guys, it was fun. I really think we're getting closer as a team. Last year, freshman, I kind of felt like on the edge, but now I really feel like we're getting really close and connected as a team.
To kick off the second half of the season, the Senators got their first road win against Bronx Leadership Academy. Now 3-5, they look to build momentum as they took on Grace Dodge.
God, that loss was really tough. Like, they're just so athletic. We have trouble boxing out and getting rebounds, but you know, they're also a really fast team. They put up a lot of points in the game, so it was rough for us.
After a big win against Luperon on the road, the team was pushed to the limit after a blowout loss to Albert Tuit. Every game is a must-win if they want to make the playoffs. They traveled to Mauritania.
Just had a tough loss to Mauritania. And lost by a bucket. No, we needed that to make the playoffs. It's a must-win game. I don't know. We just let it slip through our hands. I don't know what to say.
Following an overtime loss to Bronx Leadership Academy, senior night against the Senators' rivals in Tech Academy is up.
fouls to get off fouls. I'm the foul man.
Do not let Coach make mistakes. Or number 3.
With the 9-23 hawk, you don't want him touching the ball. Anybody else with 23.
The big reason I came here was to talk about the seniors, so guys. The seniors, I had the lucky chance to be around those guys for 3 years now. And a lot of things went into the decision where I had to move over to Clinton. But the toughest part about that decision, guys, was leaving these seniors. I'm dead honest with that. Because of the relationships we built, and you guys don't realize how many sleepless nights where I would just be rolling on my wife and be like, what's not? Say, I'm gonna have to break this news to these guys. And it broke my heart.
I couldn't be more proud than to have you 4 seniors on the team.
Now when I look at Harry is he's the team guy. A lot of times things didn't go his way. When you guys sign up to play basketball, you think you're going to get all these minutes and things are going to be all great. You guys understand that? It's how you deal with it. You guys understand that?
It was one time.
It's how you deal with it. And let me tell you something. They don't make better kids than American Studies kids. I'll be the first one. I got a 14-1 record over there. I'm cursing out kids today, going crazy. They don't make them better than you guys. And Harry is the epitome of a guy like this. He was never given the opportunity that I think he deserved sometimes. But with that being said, he wasn't a distraction to you guys. He didn't sit back and say, you know what, this sucks. Screw the coach, do this. He didn't do that. You understand? That means character. There's a lot of character that's got to be built into that. And when I think of Harry, that's what he is. He has a solid foundation. You guys are going to move on. You're going to do wonderful things, man. That's the best part also about it. You're going to go to great schools. You're going to get great jobs. And hopefully the one thing I hope Coach and I is you give back a little bit. All right? But Harry, let's give him a round.
You almost got us beat up the other night. There's always that one person.
One kid, yeah.
Beat you
in trouble.
But I mean, you stuck it out. Even though I'm proud of you. But you always came back and apologized. You always a man up.
When I think about, talking about Sid, I think of one thing, man. I think about improvement. Because when Sid walked into the gym 4 years ago, Sid couldn't make a layup, man. Sid was a little bit, unorthodox. He was a baseball guy. And we've got to play basketball because he was tall. But let me tell you something. By the end of that freshman year, you could see leaps and bounds, how much better he was an athlete. The other thing when I think about Sid is I talk about character with Harry. I talk about a different type of character when I think about Sid. All right? He is truly a character. All right? I remember last year I kicked Sid off. I was a little, for the young guys, I was a little bit, I kicked him, I said, over there. But you know what? A lot of guys Sid was like this, all right. He knew I was kind of blowing off steam. But in that way, guys, Sid has strength, all right? Strength of character, strength of mind. He's able to overcome when someone is getting in his face and understand that there's a lesson now I'm trying to teach. And he took the brunt of that really for the team. You guys understand that? Because he was the one guy I knew I could yell at like that, and he wouldn't be freaking crying, oh, Sid just took it like a man, because he was always a man. You understand that? And that's what I think about Sid. It was a great and wonderful experience, man. Let's give him a round.
I mean, you surprised the hell out of me. Rebounding the ball the way he did. Like, they were like, Sid's going to get like 10 rebounds. I was like, how many do you have now? I said, you got like 13. That's impressive.
Alex Poquette, the wizard. Now, Alex Poquette was Coach Jones's favorite player of all time. Truly, every time I would turn around, look at the bench, Coach Jones goes, Poquette, what about Poquette? Get Poquette in the game. Now, Poquette is another type of guy, man, that he has something about him, man. he has something, number one, fantastic. He turned into a really good basketball player. Right? He really did. And he knows the game. You understand that? There's little things here and there. He always knew exactly what to do, the situation. He was on it. And when I go back into it, guys, the whole theme of all four of you guys is I'm going back to the same word, but it's strength of character. All right? And Alex Poquette, you would get hurt a lot. He would always feign the injuries. He'd be walking around. And then the next play, he'd be jetting right by you. I couldn't understand how did he get healthy so quick? All right? But with Alex Poquette, it's a kid that loved the game of basketball. All right? And you have to have passions in your life, guys. That's what gets you through life. And Alex loved basketball. I knew he loved the game. He was a fantastic runner. For the young guys who didn't know, he was a really good runner. Gave up running to really focus on basketball. And he loved it. And was tremendous at it. And let's give him a round of applause. One hell of a player. He really did here at American Studies. You sometimes when you look at it like this, well, you give coaches, we're always like, oh, I think this guy will have this kind of ceiling, I think this kid. And with Poquette, I was a dickhead. I always said, you know what, I don't know about Poquette. He's not that tall, he's not that this. But you know what, he kept plugging. And at the end, he was fantastic. I still go back to that game when we went out to Brooklyn last year, and he freaking dominated that game. He absolutely dominated that game. I still remember you coming in, and out. I was like, get in the game, get out of the game. It was great. All right, but Poquette, man, you turned into one hell of a player.
What I said about you, Alex, the first day, he was a glue guy. A glue guy does it all. And that's exactly what you did all day. He was a glue guy.
All right, that man Heller. Heller came in, and we heard the rumors. Played at Riverside coach. He said, Riverside. And you know what? You came in there and you kind of knew that this kid loved the game and he knew the game. You came in there with that lefty, you know that thing. There were people who played off a couple feet, daring them to shoot. But with that, guys, is the kid, when I go back with my 10 years at American Studies, there was not one kid who knew the game almost just as much as I knew the game. And I've been around a long time, man. I played a long time, I coached a long time. But this kid's memory, I would sit there and go like this, damn, we used to run a play, I used to love it. It was about 3 years ago. Shit, I don't know how to run it. Heller would go, I know what to do. And he put everyone in the exact spots that he needed to be. He was like a Rain Man of basketball. But this kid's memory from basketball, his IQ around basketball, and his toughness. Guys, when it came down to it, Heller was a tough kid. Schulman would beg to differ, probably. But I always thought, man, you were one of the toughest kids on the court. Yeah, he was tough, man. All right? And when it came down to it, when I look back at Heller's career, it was his knowledge of the game, it was the effort he put into, and let's face it, guys, when you looked at it, he was the leader, all right? When you had to look to guys to lead, I always looked at him, all right? Sid I could yell at, go crazy on it, but when you think about getting guys together, getting into the workouts, some of you guys, the juniors, you're gonna have to take some of what Heller did and implement all four of these guys and get it in, get it going for next year.
How your leadership was impeccable. It really was. Like Coach said, that guys inspired you, ready.
Because everyone's going to look back and they're going to say, you know what, 5 and 9 wasn't that great of a year, wasn't successful. I've had some really down years here. My first year I was 3 and 15. Then we were 4 and 14 second year. You guys understand that? I had a year where we were 2 and 12. And there is nobody going to tell me that those years were down years. That those years weren't good years. Because you know it, because your son was on those 2 first teams. Those teams It's all about the program. In the end, you might look at all wins and losses, but that's all. In the end, we're building young men. You guys understand that? And these guys are the epitome of what we're trying to create here in American Studies. You guys are it. So when they say these records, that's all things. You guys learned about life. You guys grew as people. And these guys couldn't be any better. All right? So when you look back, you're going to know that these guys, the young guys, that these are the guys that led to the success next year. Because after watching that team and watching you guys tonight, you guys on February 5th were one hell of a basketball team. One hell of a basketball team. I'm telling you that. You would have beat a lot of teams in my division tonight, the way you guys played. And you're going to build off this. And these guys kind of showed you the way. They did show you the way. All right? So give it all around the place.
The NBA lockout's over, so we had to hit you with a Space Jam. So let's get up, yeah. Everybody get up, it's time to slam now. We got a real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. Get your jams, do your jams at the Space Jam. Alright, yeah. And now it's over, man. So now it's funny, but I was about to play some ball with Bugs and Lola Bunny.